This is my memoir project. You don't realize how much you love something until it is taken away from you and then given back. Do you ever feel like you hate something sometimes, but then a second later you love it again? That's our relationship. We're twins, and we don't really fight that much. If we do fight, the next minute we're sitting there laughing and talking about things. It's weird how we get along, but then again, we are twins. Sarah is a delightful person to be around. She has very long, dark brown hair, brown eyes, active, skinny, not tall, but not too small either. Gets along with lots of people, and she has lots of friends. She's a good kid, but always gets bullied, I guess because she wears glasses. She was fine one day, but then the next she wasn't. We didn't know what was happening. Another thing we didn't know was that we could have lost her because of it. It was in first grade, and Sarah stayed home that day because she was complaining about her neck hurting her. My mom kept her home to take care of her because before my mom got really sick, she was a nurse. She stopped being a nurse because she would get sick all the time and would have a lot of seizures also. She still gets them a lot too. So because she was a nurse, she knew how to take care of Sierra. When I got home from school that day, she looked really bad. She was pale and she had a fever. I didn't know what was I didn't want to go to school the next day because I wanted to stay with Sarah. We don't like being separated. We go everywhere together. Of course sometimes we have to be separated, but we don't like to. We hate it. My mom kept her home for a couple of days, but she wasn't getting any better. My mom took her to the doctor's, and the doctor gave her some medicine to make her feel better. It finally went away, but a couple months later it came back. In fifth grade, she got sick again, so my mom took her to the doctor's, and they gave her medicine. The doctor told my mom to take her to a doctor who's specialist on the neck. So my mom took her, and they said they saw her glands were swollen. They ran some tests and they said they wanted her to get surgery. Most of the time, if you have a bump on your body, it probably means you have cancer. As the days became closer and closer for her to get surgery, the more I got worried. I already lost my brother when I was younger. I couldn't lose her, not now, not yet. The sky was blue, exactly how I was feeling, blue. Today is the day for her surgery. My mom made me go to school. I couldn't concentrate, not even with my friends around or even listening to music, and I love to listen to music. It was just not my place and time to be. I wanted to be with her, to be the first person to see her when she woke up from surgery, and I couldn't be, so I had to go to school. Not a good day for me. I got yelled at by teachers to stay on task and pay attention. How could I if my sister was getting surgery and I didn't know what was going on? I was clueless. I hate being clueless. Finally, the school day was over. It was the slowest 7 hours of my life. I felt like I was going to die because of how slow it was. My grandma was there to pick me up. My parents wanted to stay home with Sarah. My mom and dad probably would have fallen asleep on the way to school. They got up really early to get Sarah and everything. They got up early to get Sierra ready and everything, so when I woke up, I didn't get to talk to them. They were already gone, so my grandma took my brother and me to school. She always picks me up when my parents don't want to or if they can't. When I got home, she was very relaxing. I was so ecstatic to see her. I probably had enough happiness to run all the way across the world. I was probably the happiest person on earth at that moment. She looked in pain, but of course she would be because she just got out of surgery. I said, "How are you feeling?" She answered, "My neck really hurts." I said, "Oh." I couldn't stop thinking of asking her how was it to get surgery, what happened. How was it to get surgery? How did it feel? I accidentally blurted out. I didn't want to, but I wanted to know. She said, "They said they were going to put a mask on me and that it was oxygen." They started counting, and the next thing I knew was that I was asleep. I knew it wasn't oxygen when I woke up. I just shook my head. I knew I had homework to do, but I didn't want to do it. I wanted to hang out with her. I missed her a lot. Then the next 2 days, I didn't want to go to school because I wanted to stay with Sierra, but my mom made me go to school on the third day. I didn't want to go though, so whenever I really, really missed her, I would pretend to not be feeling well so I could go home. I think my parents knew that I was faking it, but I'm not sure. I'm so glad that she is fine and okay now, but what I've learned from this experience is that you don't realize how much you love something until it is taken away from you and then given back. For example, when we found out she was getting surgery, she could have been taken away from us because of how risky the surgery was. And when she got the surgery, I was really worried because she could have died. When When she was done with her surgery, we found out she was okay. All the pressure was off my chest and probably my parents. Because of this experience, it brought me and my family closer together.